Before we begin, the name is placed on the top right side of the screen. The story begins with a man lying on the ground, blood trickling from his mouth. Someone on a child's cycle approaches, stating that Jang finds himself in a crisis. He wonders if Jang will choose death or if he will purchase the one and only elixir that can restore vitality to his weary life. Then, a cartoon-like figure steps forward and asks Jang if he is going to buy the antidote. A complete silence follows. Internally, Jang thinks it tastes salty. The cartoon character looks at him sadly, as if he is already dead. Panicking, Jang hurriedly gets up, yelling that he is not dead and demanding to know if this is some kind of joke. He calls the cartoon an attention-seeking, role-playing maniac. It has been 10 years since the system and the Awakened Ones first appeared. Their numbers continue to grow, and society has entered an era overflowing with madness-driven role-playing. Physical healer, rabbit stream flow, phantom assassin. These are just some of the role-playing personas that have emerged, and now here too stands another role-playing maniac. Unfazed by Jang's insult, the cartoon once again asks if he is going to buy the instant antidote. Desperate, Jang inquires about the price. The cartoon calmly states, "The bitter taste costs 1,189,988 won, and the sweet strawberry flavor costs 1,999,991. Jang yells in frustration, demanding to know the difference between them. The cartoon innocently replies, "The bitter taste is bitter, and the sweet strawberry taste is sweet." Jang sighs, knowing the cheapest option is the only one he can afford. If he goes to the management department, he will have to pay much more. Left with no choice, he asks for the cartoon's bank account details so he can transfer the money. Instead of answering, the cartoon takes out a pen and a piece of paper, explaining that payments can only be made through Onion Pay. He will need to sign a contract. Jang, now even more irritated, takes the paper and threatens to report the cartoon for illegal trading and tax evasion. The cartoon, assuming Jang's tantrum means he no longer wants the antidote, casually decides to leave. Panicked, Jang grabs the cartoon's small feet and begs for the bitter-flavored antidote. The cartoon informs Jang that if he leaves a photo review, he will receive an earth candy as a bonus, which will boost his strength stats from 1 to 5 for a limited time. Without waiting for a response, the cartoon cycles away. On HunterNet, an update appears. The fake soda business is booming. The comment section is filled with users curious about the identity of fake soda. The scene shifts to someone smiling, pleased with the payment received through Onion Pay. In a classroom, a teacher catches a student using her phone and scolds her. The student Guru knows that using her phone is forbidden. The teacher instructs her to perform the orange dance. All the children prepare to dance and sing along. As they move to the rhythm, Guru thinks to herself that she will send the review service earth candy later. She is happy about yet another successful business transaction. She is New Spring Kindergarten's youngest chick student, Guru, a 4-year-old S-grade production genius, commonly known as fake soda. Not long after, while brushing her teeth, a sudden screen appears before Guru. Alarmed, she calls out to her teacher, but the teacher is preoccupied with other children. Guru sighs, understanding that the teacher is busy. She is already 4 years old after all. She can handle this herself. Later that night, the system announces an update. New skills are being unlocked. The first skill to activate is crafting. Guru recalls her alphabet lessons and carefully reads the skill description. It is Legend A rank, even higher than S rank, meaning it is the highest level possible. The system begins scanning the caster's age to ensure smooth communication and starts adjusting Guru's cognitive abilities accordingly. A quest appears. A child needs a stronger protector. Find a reliable guardian. The protection skill makes Guru think about having a mom and a dad. She clenches her blanket tightly, understanding why the system says she needs a guardian. It's because she doesn't have parents. From what she has learned, there are only 2 ways an orphan child can live with a mom and dad. The first method is adoption, moving into a family's home. But Guru knows this is impossible. It's not something that happens just because she wishes for it. The only remaining option is for her real parents to return for her. A vision appears before her. One of a mother embracing her child, apologizing for arriving so late. The mother explains that her health had been poor, but now they can finally go home together. Tears well up in Guru's eyes. Perhaps her own parents are facing the same problem. She wipes her tears, determined to earn a lot of money. If she makes enough, she might be able to live with her parents again. But she knows she must keep it a secret. If the orphanage finds out she has too much money, they will take it away. A voice suddenly whispers from behind, making Guru flinch. Her teacher sits beside her, asking what she is mumbling about. She offers to sing Guru a lullaby if she can't sleep. Guru reassures her that she's fine, though internally, she knows she cannot sleep yet. She has too much to think about. The teacher begins patting her back, singing softly. As sleep finally begins to take over, Guru ponders, lullaby skills must be so powerful. It must be an L rank. One day, while working hard at the dungeon business to support her parents, Guru discovers that onion pay is not actual money. Her teacher explains that in order to use it, she needs to exchange it for cash, which requires a bank account. However, the teacher tells her that she is too young for such things. Instead, she suggests that the students learn by playing bank, but Guru stands frozen as if her soul has left her body. She doesn't have a hunter license, meaning she can only do business through the onion market. Looking at her 20 million won, she dwells on her situation, calling herself a failure. She looks so adorable, my heart. Just then, another teacher exclaims that Anjuram is on TV. He has been giving interviews lately. This conversation catches Guru's attention. He is still ranked no one. The teacher exclaims that they are right. The right face carries the right power. Guru moves closer to her teacher to watch the television. In today's Hunter Special, the program features a distinguished guest, the undisputed top hunter of South Korea and the guild leader of Hyunak, Anjuram. The interviewer asks about Hyunak's reputation, pointing out that the guild is often at the center of accidents and incidents. Some people view a few of its members negatively, as they frequently walk a fine line between order and chaos. The interviewer encourages Anjuram to share his thoughts on this. Anjuram replies that in the Hyunak Guild, they only care about respect and guild freedom. He states that as the leader, it is his duty to fulfill his role, and he will only answer questions related to his responsibilities. As for whether Hyunak crosses the line, he says that is a matter for the courts to decide, not him. His remark shocks the entire broadcast team. The teacher comments, not holding back at all, "Isn't that almost a broadcasting accident?" Meanwhile, the words freedom and protection spark a great idea in Guru's mind. She has also heard that guilds handle difficult tasks and wonders if she can open an account through them. The interviewer, hesitant, then asks Anjuram if he has anything to say to those aspiring to join Hyunak. This is exactly what Guru wants to hear. Anjuram replies that they have been receiving countless resumes, but Hyunak does not care who the applicants are, so they should stop sending them. He says this straight into the camera. Bro's a little feisty. The interviewer, almost begging at this point, asks Anjuram to at least say one word about what kind of talent he is looking for in new guild members. Uninterested, Anjuram sighs and remarks that they are only curious about S-rank individuals. The interview then abruptly cuts to a commercial promoting awakened items, which are guaranteed to be authentic and available for purchase at the hunter market. One of the teachers points out that this means Hyunak is willing to accept anyone. The other teacher, who is almost in love with Anjuram, comments, "A proper face, proper strength, proper tongue, but a character that's not so proper." Guru turns to her teachers with a question. Pointing at the Hyunak headquarters displayed on the screen, she asks how she can go there and requests them to send the location to her phone. At the guild headquarters, Anjuram notices Guru peeking at him from the door. She had run all the way there from her kindergarten. He wonders if she is the child of one of his employees, as she has been staring at him for almost 10 minutes. He calls out to Hunter Shin, jokingly asking if she secretly became a mother. Hunter Shin, equally confused, wonders if he secretly became a father. The way Guru is looking at them with such an intense gaze makes Shin believe it must be the result of a long and passionate love story with the guild leader. Anjuram, baffled, exclaims that he has never dreamed of such a long and passionate love and war. Waving at Guru, Anjuram signals for her to come inside. She marches in with her small steps, bows, and introduces herself as Guru from the chick class of kindergarten. Anjuram raises an eyebrow and questions how did she get here. Guru wipes her sweat, remembering how hard it was to hide from security. Then, aloud, she states firmly she has something to do. Anjuram assumes she must be looking for her parents and reaches for the telephone to make an announcement. But before he can, Guru screams, "No." She then declares that she came here to be scouted. Anjuram is utterly confused. Many kids have wanted to join his guild before, but this is the first time he's seen a candidate this young. He chuckles and immediately calls security to send the lost child back home, while Guru stands there baffled. Shin comments that Anjuram is being a little harsh on a kid. However, Anjurim argues that it's necessary to prevent her from coming back. The next day, Anjurim is sleeping when he hears a noise. Guru is standing on his desk, elaborating that although she is young, she awakened due to a system-related accident. Due to ability adjustments, she possesses an intellect and performance level that matches exactly what Shunak looks for in a candidate. Shin claps for Guru, praising her for giving such a great presentation. Anjurim, now annoyed, frowns and asks, since when did they start holding kindergarten exhibitions in his office? He demands to know who allowed Guru inside, mocking Shin by asking if she has that much free time. To his surprise, she shamelessly admits that she does have a lot of free time. Sighing, Anjurim tells her that she can cause trouble, just not in his office. She should only come back when she has actual business. She takes photos with Guru, pointing out that this is her business. Seeing her determination, Anjurim finally picks out a piece of paper and places it in front of her. Pointing at the first letter, he prompts her to read. Guru confidently replies, "Apple." Without hesitation, Anjurim blandly eliminates her. Guru stares at him, mouth open in shock. Did she just get eliminated? Shin scolds Anjurim for picking up a fight with a child, confused as to why he is being treated as the bad guy in this situation. Hudi starts crying with great tears, explaining that she hasn't learned that yet but will if they teach her. She recalls that her teacher had told her she could do anything as long as she was taught well, and she starts crying even harder since her teacher called her an elite of the chick class. She collapses to the ground, wailing like a cat, while Anjurim turns to Shin and asks if the cafeteria sells kids' food. Meanwhile, Guru is sitting outside her orphanage, eating cookies with a sad expression. The orphanage is shutting down, and Anjurim has given her the cookies, pointing out that even if she tries to come back, security won't let her in anymore. However, Guru is at least glad that the cookies are delicious. Suddenly, her phone rings with a notification. Someone has sent her a message. Trade possible. Through the hole she had made to enter the storage room, Guru slips inside. She quickly grabs the potion and places it in a cartoon bag, then uses a remote to make it move. As she activates the dungeon open door, she steps inside, only to see a police officer questioning Jang. The officer asks if Jang is here for illegal marketing. It is the Awakened Task Force, and they demand that Jang show his license. Jang desperately tries to defend himself, insisting they have the wrong person and that he was merely passing by. The officer checks Jang's ID card and sees that he is a C rank. Jang pleads with him, begging to be let off just this once. Guru, having seen the officer's uniform before, immediately recognizes him as part of the 24-hour Awakened Task Force. She knows that if she gets caught, she will be taken straight to the police station. Without hesitation, she turns her cycle around at full speed, knowing she cannot afford to be captured. The police officer notices her sudden movement and shouts for her to stop. Speaking into his walkie-talkie, he commands, Unit 12042, requesting backup from any nearby hunters near Dobongsang Dungeon. They have a suspect fleeing from an illegal transaction of awakened items. Meanwhile, in a car, Anjurim is sleeping while a man yells at him, demanding that he listen. The man mentions that the dungeon Anjurim wrecked near Gondiak Station recently turned into a disaster. Frustrated, he asks how many times he has to tell him not to interfere with unregistered dungeons. This man is none other than the director of the Awakened Bureau of Management. Anjurim, seemingly asleep, suddenly pulls off his sleeping mask to check his phone. He was only pretending. As he reads a report from the support team, he yawns. As the top-ranked hunter in Korea, he can't just sit back and let people disrupt the peace. The director mocks him, saying he didn't expect a lawbreaker to be so interested in law and order. He reminds Anjurim that there are other people who can handle this, but before he can finish, Anjurim gets out of the car without hesitation. The director is left alone, cursing at him and shouting angrily. The driver suddenly slams the brakes, pointing out that they are on a highway and Anjurim can't just jump out like that. The director sighs and replies that Anjurim is a master, so they don't need to worry about him. He orders the driver to keep going. Anjurim lands near Dobongsang Dungeon, looking around. His eyes widen when he spots a child on a tricycle fleeing the scene. Confused beyond belief, he immediately calls the police to confirm if the suspect fleeing from the dungeon is on a children's tricycle. The police agrees to it, adding that the suspect is actually quite infamous for selling awakened items on the onion market. His ID is Iamgru 123. Still baffled, Anjurim watches the tricycle, wondering if the person on it is really the same one they're after. He grabs the cartoon bag but quickly realizes it's just a stuffed doll. Back in the storage room, Guru sighs in relief, calling it a close call. She knows she should have cut the connection the moment she saw the police, but she panicked and ended up running instead. However, just as she thinks she's safe, the screen shakes violently. Someone has caught her. She ponders who could that be. Behind her, Anjuram stands tall, grabbing her by the collar. He looks at her and calls her name. Guru gets excited, wondering if Anjuram came here just to meet her. He glances around the room. The traces of magic left on the doll definitely lead here. Making the dimension whole again, he turns to Guru and asks her to be honest while bringing out the cartoon doll. He questions if it belongs to her. Guru hugs the doll tightly, insisting that it is hers, and thanks him. Anjuram looks at her in confusion and states her ID name. This makes Guru nearly have a panic attack. She quickly turns her face away. Grabbing her hand, he brings up the skill screen. Guru is in shock that he was able to do that. Anjuram freezes when he sees that she has a legendary skill. Looking at her, he finally realizes that she is an S-rank awakened. All calm and composed, Guru sits down and thanks him. Anjuram then questions if the reason she wants to join Humank is to engage in illegal trading, tax evasion, and money laundering. Guru is utterly confused by what he is saying, but remembering her big sister's words, she knows that if she agrees, she will be halfway there. So she nods and replies, yes. All sad, she pouts and asks if she will be sent to jail now. Then bringing out her phone, she hands it to him, pointing at the screen and telling him he can take everything. She will earn more later. Anjuram looks at the money account and bites his tongue, wondering if she is trying to bribe him, who doesn't love money. Anjuram then questions, if she give this away, how is she going to earn money? She casually remarks that she will look into some in Onion Market, then join a guild and earn more money. He raises a brow. What guild? She shrugs. Any guild. Just then, Alina starts ringing for bedtime. That's right. A kindergarten kid should be asleep by now. He puts her down and promises that they will talk about the rest in the morning. Guru leaves happily, while Anjuram watches her go. This was driving him crazy. The problem wasn't the illegal trading, but rather what to do with an orphaned S-rank kindergarten kid who has no family. In Korea, young S-ranks like her are usually sent to Cheongsang, where they are cruelly exploited and caught up in the selfish power plays of corrupt adults. Anjuram is certain that what Guru needs is a guardian, but can he really take on such a big responsibility? Can he raise her properly? Suddenly, a series of painful memories flashes through his mind, making him think that he cannot. The next morning, children are playing in the orphanage's playground. Anjuram gets out of his car, leaning against the wall. He wonders if he should turn back now before he regrets something. Maybe there's a better guardian out there, someone who can take care of her better than I can. Just then, he hears someone being bullied. A group of boys is mocking another child, saying it's because her hair is weird. One of them sneers, no one is going to adopt her. Guru, looking gloomy, murmurs, it's okay if no one takes her because she will find her real mom and dad anyway. The boys laugh cruelly, remarking would even come for her. Tears fall to the ground as Guru thinks, if she opens a bank account, she will be able to find her parents. Suddenly, Anjuram steps forward and stands beside her. Without hesitation, he lifts her up in his arms and declares she will take her with him. Guru stares at him in awe. The other children recognize him and gather around in surprise. They whisper if he really taking her. A man rushes toward them. Anjuram turns to him and asks if he is the director. The man nods and introduces himself. Patting Guru's head, Anjuram informs him he is here to pick up this child. At that moment, the quest for guardian protection gets unlocked. Guru, still in shock, watches him in amazement. Anjuram is going to be her guardian. Please, someone come adopt me too. Later that night, Guru lies in bed, unable to sleep from the excitement of moving to Anjuram's house the next day. Anjuram has declared that he will adopt her, making Guru wonder, does that mean he is going to be her dad now? But then she suddenly remembers her aunt telling her that she has a baby growing in her belly. Guru snaps out of her thoughts and forces herself to sleep, accepting that Anjuram is not her dad, he is just her guild leader. She closes her eyes, convincing herself that he adopted her because she is an S-rank, not because he needed a child, so it's okay if he isn't her dad. The next morning, with her backpack on, Guru is up and ready to go. Anjuram picks up her bag and raises an eyebrow, concerned if this all her luggage. Guru nods in confirmation. Anjuram can tell she still needs to buy a lot of things. As she bids farewell to her classmates, they wave her off, reminding her not to forget them. Even the boy who used to bully her shouts a tearful goodbye. Anjurim watches the scene unfold and questions, "Isn't that the kid who was bullying her just yesterday?" Guru shrugs. They made up. He even asked her to date him, but she rejected him since she doesn't like him. So he cried. Anjurim is stunned. That kid was trying to pull an enemies to lovers trope. He stares at her in disbelief, wondering if kids these days really move this fast. In the car, Guru keeps glancing back at her classmates, waving at them until they are out of sight. Anjurim tells her to sit properly, thinking that the first thing he needs to buy is a child's car seat. The car is sleek, sparkling, and shiny. Guru wonders if she will be able to own a car like this after joining the Hunak. Will she be able to earn a lot of money? She starts daydreaming about becoming the ultimate, super strong, legendary top-tier hunter, having everything she could ever want. Then she suddenly remembers she still needs to claim her quest reward. As the system begins distributing the rewards, Guru hopes for something really good. She opens her eyes and sees that she has obtained the skill Deep-Rooted Attachment. She also gains access to the sub-skill Personal Devotion. Since it's an S-rank skill, Guru assumes it must be valuable. The system then prompts her if she would like to register Anjurim as her primary caregiver. Without hesitation, Guru happily accepts. Then, another notification appears. Find a sub-caregiver and register them in the slot. A note follows. Caregivers with a lower rank than the user cannot be registered. Guru looks at Anjurim, wondering if she can really register more caregivers, but she isn't sure how to perform devotion. Just as she ponders this, the system tempts her with another message. Devotion points can be used as a resource for growth in various areas. Her eyes light up, pondering if that means she can use these points to increase her stats. Eager to test it, she opens her profile. But as soon as she sees her mana stat, her excitement vanishes. Mana, her expression turns gloomy. She curses her weakness, but really what else could she expect? She's only 4 years old and adorable. Seeing her looking so tense, Anjurim glances at her as what she is even thinking about. Guru clenches her fists and reassures herself. Even with low mana, she is still a Hunak. Excitedly, she turns to Anjurim, remarking, since she is a Hunak member, does that mean she is officially part of the guild? He raises an eyebrow, clearing only if she follows the rules that all Hunak members follow. Guru confidently raises her hand, assuring that she will follow them. Anjurim smirks and lays down the first rule, that's no trading with the onion market. Guru freezes. It feels like he just stepped on her last nerve. He continues, no matter how strong she is still a Hunak. Illegal trading is strictly forbidden. Guru groans since she can't abandon her business. Anjurim sighs, promoting she can run a business, but only through the hunter market. She crosses her arms, all sad, knowing she can't use the hunter market until she registers as a hunter. Anjurim decides to then help her with the registration. Then he presses further. Once she is registered, she can use the hunter market anonymously, but cat means no more illegal trading. He pinches her cheek. If she understood, Guru seems really excited about Jeet to soften the deal. She adds she will even give him a lot of commission fees. Anjurim mentions that the second rule is no bribing. Again, he pinches her cheek. This time, Guru genuinely wonders, does he secretly hate money? But Guru has learned something in life. If the other leader is negative about the offer, just give them an even bigger amount they can't refuse. Meanwhile, her friend puts a lot of money in front of her, and she reacts like a secret drug dealer. The teacher is worried if they are truly just playing along. She knows that she has to work harder for a token of gratitude he can't refuse. Guru enters the house, her eyes widening as she takes in the spacious interior. Excited, she twirls happily upon spotting her tricycle. Turning to Anjurim, she curiously asks if he finds it tighter with the doll. Despite her excitement, she knows she must express her gratitude properly, and it has to be done in the grandest way. Determined, she attempts to get on her hands, but Anjurim panics and quickly grabs her, scolding her in frustration. He demands to know what in the world she is doing. Guru calmly explains that she is preparing to perform a grand bow. However, Anjurim forbids it immediately, explaining that no grand bow is allowed, no lying down, no jumping with her hind legs either. She gets sad as sit was her way of showing gratitude, but he insists that it's forbidden from now on. Guru pouts, her expression turning gloomy as she complains about everything being forbidden. Anjurim firmly tells her that she needs to act in a way that makes sense instead. The scene shifts to Anjurim instructing Guru to repeat the house rules. She dutifully recites them. Always ask if she needs anything. Avoid doing anything dangerous. Never open the door carelessly for anyone, and eat well. Satisfied, Anjuram picks her up and carries her to her room. Guru's eyes sparkle with excitement as she looks around. Completely in awe, she eagerly asks if this is her room. Placing her on the floor, Anjuram confirms it, and Guru immediately begins exploring. She even discovers a bathroom and excitedly announces that she wants to wash her hands. Anjuram takes her to the bathroom, placing her on a chair. As she washes her hands, she hums a cheerful tune, singing, "Scrub, scrub." Anjuram watches, a small smile appearing on his face. She then turns to him and insists that he wash his hands after coming from outside. Amused, he extends his hands, allowing her to wash them for him. To Anjuram, she resembles a little raccoon trying to wash its food. When she reaches for his left hand, he quickly pulls it away, stating that washing only his right hand is enough. Guru pauses, her curiosity piqued. Does he have some kind of secret about his left hand? She wonders if, one day, he will share it with her. The next morning, Guru lies comfortably in bed, enjoying its softness. She pulls the blanket over herself, but within seconds, she throws it aside like a ninja and jumps up. Her first mission of the day is clear, brushing her teeth. Just as she moves, a system screen suddenly appears before her. If she helps her lazy guardian wake up, she will earn 100 filial piety points. Excited, she rushes toward Anjuram's room, opens the door, and sees him still asleep. She tiptoes closer and softly whispers his name, but there is no response. She hesitates, debating whether to call him again. Before she decides, his golden eyes slowly open, radiating a soft glow. His gaze locks onto her, and he speaks in a hushed tone, questioning if she came to wake him up. Guru whispers back, yes. He raises an eyebrow, wanting to know how. She demonstrates, whispering again exactly as she did before. Anjuram chuckles as why is she whispering? She replies seriously because it's really quiet here. Now fully awake, she insists that since he is up, he must help her brush her teeth. The scene shifts to both of them standing at the sink, brushing their teeth together. As soon as they finish, the system screen pops up again, confirming that the morning quest has been accomplished and Guru receives her reward. Realizing that filial piety points can be used to increase her stats, she becomes excited. Just brushing teeth together has already raised her stats. What great efficiency! Spitting out the water, she eagerly plans to quickly add the sub-guardian to her slot. If things continue like this, she might become a top-tier hunter in no time. However, before she can celebrate, a presence lingers outside. Someone stands at the door. It seems the plot is about to unfold. Guru believes she has heard a voice. She turns and opens the door, questioning who it is, while a man rushes towards her. He opens the door wide, unable to believe what he is seeing. He exclaims, "What is Anjuram doing, and how in the hell did he wake up so early?" He cries out in disbelief, as if it is a dream to see someone wake up early when they used to fight morning wake-ups every day. Guru remembers him. He is Sujun, the one who drove her back to the orphanage after she was kicked out of Hunak. Guru tells Sujun that she woke Anjuram. Sujun is completely amused. How was she able to do something so dangerous with her small body? He gets worried that she might have gotten hurt, but she assures him that she didn't. Anjuram sighs and threatens Sujun, saying that if he doesn't want to get fired, he had better stop overreacting and go to work. Later, Guru changes into some really nice clothes, and Shin is completely obsessed with how adorable she looks. Sujun believes that it was worth raiding the children's clothing section at the department store. Guru blushes. Anjuram looks at her, all dressed up, and compliments her, saying that she looks pretty. She rushes up to him, wondering if she really does look pretty, and Anjuram confirms it. She playfully pats him, proclaiming that he looks handsome too and cool. Anjuram is seen texting with someone as he grabs Guru and asks if they should get going now. Guru asks him where they are going. He replies that they are going to get her hunter license. At Hunak Guild, everyone stares at Guru as she walks, enjoying her food. They whisper among themselves, saying that she is the one their guild leader, Anjuram, adopted. Her photo was posted on the messenger, and apparently, she just raided the pantry for snacks. They all find her really cute. Guru is pleased to have lots of snacks, and to have nice people at Hunak. She ponders if she can quickly find a new caregiver to register at Hunak and plans to look for an S-rank hunter who will like her. But today she has something else to do. Her eyes sparkle just thinking about it. The code name is the Hidden Power Project. When officially registering at the Awakened Center as a hunter, her plan is to register as F-rank, not Shrank. According to Anjuram, if they register her as S-rank, bad people might come and harm her. She is going to officially register as a hunter, but the fact that she has great skills must be kept secret. She feels like the protagonist of a hidden power-leveling story. She leaps happily, since she is a hidden power holder. As she moves, she sees a man standing outside Anjurum's office, carrying a sword. She grows worried. Is this an enemy attack? Before coming to Hunak, she did some research, and based on her findings, she knows that the guild leader has many enemies. To be honest, she thinks he is a little feisty. Her teacher has always told her to be kind and polite to everyone, and she deduces that maybe Anjurum never went to kindergarten. It's kind of obvious from his lack of basic manners. Still, even if he is mean to others, he is good to her, and that's what matters to her. Determined to save Anjurum, she moves toward the man. She is about to call out when she suddenly sees blood on the man's arms. She starts to shiver upon seeing it and shouts, "No!" Confused, the man picks her up, examining her as if she is a chicken. Guru yells at him to stop. He looks at her, confused. What does she mean? She points at him, but when she looks again, she sees that his hands are clean and clear. She grabs his hand, wondering where did the blood go? The man smirks. Guru saw something she shouldn't have. Scared, she quickly nods that she didn't see anything. He states that if she is lying, he will eat her whole. Guru starts crying, begging him to spare her, adding that she isn't tasty at all. He puts her down, laughing, asking if he should eat her anyway. She looks at him in confusion, wondering if he isn't an enemy. The man looks at the Guru, thinking to himself whether this is really the child Anjurum adopted. He pokes her cheek, unable to believe that she is an S rank. A moment ago, this boy was seen texting with Anjurum. Anjurum had told him to come quickly since they needed to downgrade the Awakened Ones to F. Suddenly, someone screams beside them, shouting for everyone not to come any closer. He warns that if they take one more step, he will blow up this car. The support hunter arrives and instructs everyone to back up 10 meters from the suspect's radius. The support hunter is none other than the man who was texting with Anjurum. He looks at the message again. Anjurum has mentioned a kindergarten child being an S rank. He speaks aloud. Is this a scam? He is Caden, a hunter of Hunak. The officers wonder why an S rank is here for basic field support. One of the reasons, it's Hunak. With them, anything is possible. In a world where only Hunak sends S ranks for B rank work, nothing is ever ordinary. Caden worries that he needs to hurry up since to him it looks like Anjurum has kidnapped a kindergarten. He brings out his dagger smirking to end this, quickly pointing he needs to strike when Anjurum isn't in his right mind, otherwise they can't even get close. He like a light passes through him, and with single flash of strike nicks it down.